We're doing a little confidence project today at Live on Purpose TV, how to develop confidence with Tracy Hooper. So Tracy, let's jump right in on this. Improving or developing confidence. You're the expert. What do you have for us?
Well, let's start with this. It takes 0.7 of a second for someone to get an impression of us.
Oh,
and
wow.
just 7 seconds for them to decide if they like us or not.
Wow.
So we need to make those 7 seconds count.
Yes.
And it can begin with lots of nonverbals. Eye contact or not, looking at our cell phones or making eye contact with people. How you hold your arms, if you have a closed body language or if you're more open. Interestingly, there are all kinds of distractions that people don't even think about that can lower their confidence, but they don't even think about it.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, professional interviewers tell us the top 3 distractions are people playing with their hair. There's lots of this going on, fluffing up their hair. And it's not just a woman thing. There's lots of this. There's many beards in the world.
Touching the face,
yeah,
scratching
touching
the
your
ear.
face and just, playing with your facial hair. I was doing a workshop at a big law firm, and one of the senior partners says, "This is new for me. I haven't had a beard for a while. This is new for me." So I find myself playing with it. I
Yes.
said to him, "This is your sphere of influence. This is what people are paying attention to. Your voice is one of your most personal, and it identifies you personally and professionally. So keep your hands away from your hair, on your face, and on your head." Number 2, the other thing is adjusting glasses. So people don't know this, that when you adjust your glasses, it makes you seem like you're not confident, and it's distracting. And the third thing is using the word like. So you can develop confidence by not playing with your hair, not fidgeting, not adjusting those glasses, and taking the word like out of your vocabulary. And here's how you do that. You record yourself. It's painful.
Oh,
You can hear how many times you use the word like or other weak words. I call these weak words,
yes.
like and and just and a little. And does that make sense? Am I making sense? Is this okay? Would it be all right? Those are weak words, and linguists call those hedges. So we're kind of wanting to soften the blow, like we're not being too aggressive. So we'll say, "Can I just ask you a quick question around this? It's not that big a deal, but I want to make sure it makes sense. Would that be okay?" That's a weak way of introducing ourselves. And the best way to know whether we do that is to press record or have a conversation with a friend and say, "Look, I'm just going to examine my language.
Right.
And may I please record our conversation?" Press record. And you'll hear how many times you use those weak words. My go-to weak word, I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm working on it, is so. So the next thing we're going to do is, it's a filler word. It doesn't mean anything.
We usually use it to start things off, too. So, right.
Exactly. As opposed to, "Let's get started."
Yes. Tracy, I want to acknowledge something to our viewers today. You have practiced this, and you are a professional. You come from the world of television, news, broadcasting. You've practiced and intentionally worked on these skills that you're sharing with us. Some of the things that get in our way happen without our even acknowledging or thinking about them often.
Yes.
So it takes an intentional practice to change that sometimes, or at least to become more aware of it to begin with.
Yes, right. Absolutely. Thank you for acknowledging that, because that's what these skills are all about. These are not really difficult skills. They're smart skills, but they're relatively simple, but not always easy. And the best way to get better is to practice. Look, before Jerry Seinfeld ever performed on The Tonight Show, he rehearsed his 4-minute segment 200 times. That's why he sounded so smooth.
Right.
And so the more we practice, this is no different than playing chess or learning to play tennis or coding or any other skill in our life. It takes practice.
Yes, which follows the awareness, which you will have more of if you will record yourself.
Yes.
and face the harsh reality of what it is. What hedges are you making?
Yes. And then once you've discovered that, then just learn to pause. I just use the word just. Then learn to pause. If you pause right before you say that word, instead of, I just have a question around that, instead say, I have a question around that.
Yes.
Taking out the word just, I had to think about it. And you don't have to, we have so much coming at us all the time. It feels like we need to have an answer right away, and we have to be quick, and we do need to be brief to keep people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And we also need to, I think, value the power of pause.
Yes.
For me to say, the most important thing you can do after watching this video is practice. That pause gets
Power of the
people in there.
pause.
Power of the pause.
Yes. Love it.
Another way to develop confidence is to lose, so those are weak words, just a little, would that be okay? Here's another weak phrase. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's big. In fact, it's so big that it has a phrase. It's called the sorry syndrome. So two people going towards the same door. Oh, I'm sorry, as opposed to after you. Or going into a crowded elevator. Oh, I'm sorry, as opposed to thank you for making space for me. Have you noticed this? Lots of
that's a
stories going
huge
on.
difference, Tracy. Just as you were sharing that, I felt different. It impacts me so much differently from the I'm sorry. I hadn't even thought about that.
Mm-hmm. And how about when you're getting emails? How many emails do you get that start off with, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back with you. I'm sorry I've been out of town. I'm sorry I'm overworked.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what you say instead. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your flexibility. Thank you for your understanding. I wanted to wait to email you until I had the exact answer from the marketing department.
Gratitude, not guilt.
Right.
That's powerful.
Very. It's so fun. Once you, just getting rid of I'm sorry is a huge thing for people. I have people email me now. I had a woman email me, a client last week, and she said, I have not been ignoring you. I've been working on a big project. And then in parentheses, she said, remember you told us not to say I'm sorry, so I didn't want to start off with I'm sorry. It was so great. I was so proud of her.
Lead with the gratitude.
Yeah.
Something positive, something affirming.
Mm-hmm.
I have another colleague, Tracy, who uses the word yes to start every email.
Wow.
It's so interesting. It'll say, Dear Paul, yes, we can do whatever. And he goes on to describe, he always leads with yes.
I'm stealing that.
Every email that I get from him, yes. And he calls it the magical power of yes. He actually uses that in his keynotes and his trainings as well. Magic words.
Magic words. And no is also a good word. We need to set boundaries with people. And when you use the word no, and in a civilized way, then you can move on with your day. How often have you gotten an invitation to something, either you don't want to go or you don't want to go?
Mm-hmm.
Just email the people and say, thank you so much for the invitation. I won't be able to attend. I hope it's a very successful event.
Yes.
No, we're not able to hire you. Thank you very much for applying for the job. Very good luck to you. No, I don't think it's going to work out for us to date each other. Take care. Right. Be done with it. Use the word no. It's a beautiful thing because then you're not, you're just not fooling around. You can just move on, and so can they. When you say no, it not only gives you a chance to move forward, but it helps other people to move forward as well.
Tracy, you just triggered one more for me that I want to throw in. The word but. And I think you've practiced this because you said, thank you for your invitation. I won't be able to attend. You don't need the but.
No, you don't.
I tell my clients sometimes, stay in front of your but. Which means whatever you say before the but just kind of go with that. Thank you for the invitation. See, let that sink in, the power of the pause. And then it's okay to add, I won't be able to attend.
Yes. And I wish you the best. Good luck with your fundraiser. Good luck with that event.
Right.
Very good luck with your job search.
The word but erases the thank you. I don't think we want to do that.
No, it doesn't. Exactly. Well
Especially
said.
as we increase our confidence. Wow.
Yeah. There are all kinds of small ways to increase our, we think that people are just born confident. Well, there is a part of confidence that's in our DNA, but for most people, as you know, it's just a small part. The rest comes from taking action. Taking action, saying the word thank you, avoiding the word I'm sorry, using the word yes, using the word no, checking your posture. Posture is the unsung hero of confidence. And you don't even have to open your mouth, right? You can just walk into a room with good posture, sit at a meeting with good posture, and that exudes confidence. And that's encouraging for people who may not feel confident in their life. Here are some small, significant skills that can make a huge difference. And here's the other really cool thing. When you enter a room with your shoulders back, with your chin level, with a pleasant resting face, with eye contact, then it elevates everyone else. You were saying this earlier, Paul. It's like, who is that person? Wow, I want to meet her. I want to meet him.
Tracy's referring to an interview that we had on my podcast, which I think you guys would also enjoy. This is an experience that I had just recently where I practiced this, and I would love to give all of you viewers a little challenge to practice this somewhere today. I don't care if you feel confident. That's not relevant right now. Show up as if. Try to appear as if you are confident. What would you stand like if you were confident? And show up that way just as an experiment. The example that I shared with Tracy is this concert that my wife and I attended. And as I was waiting for my wife to come out of the restroom, I decided I'm going to try this. And so I just stood tall. I wanted to be at least an inch taller than I normally was. So, stretch that spine, get the shoulders back just a little bit, chin level, pleasant face. People are going to wonder what you're up to. And what I experienced in that was an increase of confidence. And I imagined that everybody around me was looking at me and thinking, who is that? Who is that important person over there? I don't know if they were thinking that or not, Tracy, but I imagined that they were, and it increased my own confidence.
Yes, it was as if your body was telling your mind you're confident. It wasn't your body, it wasn't your mind saying, act confident, you got to be confident, figure this out, fake it till you make it. No, it's really, as Amy Cuddy says, the social psychologist Amy Cuddy, fake it until you become it. So it is your body convincing your mind that you have this. That's such a cool thing that Amy Cuddy calls this the personal powerlessness pose, which is what we do when we're texting. And it's just, but you pull your shoulders back, then this is your personal power pose. And it goes a long way.
I want to add one thing to that as well.
Please.
Rather than faking it, I think we're practicing it.
Yes. Better said. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
It doesn't come naturally at first. So it feels like you're faking it. Right. Remember, just a little switch in your own mind is, I'm practicing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
And practice makes permanent. Not practice makes perfect. It's never perfect. We're all can be clumsy and unskillful at times when we're trying to introduce ourselves to somebody or remember somebody's name but practice makes permanent. You just keep at it. And that's why, how many shots did Michael Jordan miss? I don't know, but he sure
more than I ever have. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Pleasure.
That was an amazing contribution.
Pleasure. Nice to be with you.
Tracy really is an expert in this area. I hope that you're more of an expert now too, that you've had this video. Comment down below about what caught your attention.